Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dimitri and this is Value Cars Australia. You saw the thumbnail. I am perplexed at the fact that this lovely MG ZST 2021 Turbo Petrol Essence top of the range model, in good hands, in very good use, not taxi, not Uber, driven by my wife who doesn't have a lead foot or anything like that, requires a full replacement of the front brakes, the discs and the pads at 20,000 kilometers on the clock. That is what this video is about, plus a few of extra insights about our ownership of this MG ZST over this time as private owners. If you're interested in this, if you're interested in these insights and more about MG rather than other cars I've been talking about, this is your main opportunity to let me know through your likes and the comments below that this is the topic and this is the insights that you want more about this particular car. Okay, like I already said, TLDR, too long didn't read. I do not think that any modern manufactured car, whether it's China manufactured or not, let's just hold that thought, because I'm sure you're already like, ha, you get what you pay for, Dimitri, it's a Chinese car. Hold that thought, okay? Just hold it for now. We will address it, I promise. I don't think that any car that's manufactured in the modern day and age should have such a short lifespan for the braking system in the front. Pads, okay, maybe I would believe that pads can wear out faster than the other core mechanical steel elements of it, such as the discs that the pads sit on. However, I brought it into service. Service people were very nice. They charged us a little bit over $300 just for overall car service. Nothing is wrong with the car, by the way, and this is the kind of quick insight. The car is as nice as it was new. You wipe it, you clean it, and it still has its own little electronic quirks, not even glitches, but little quirks that I've talked about plenty on this channel. And if you're interested, don't be lazy, go and retrace the steps and look for my MG coverage, and you will have plenty of information about this vehicle. I can only tell you that at 20,000 kilometers, it's doing fine, other than this weird discovery that the service people are telling me, okay, the discs need to be replaced and pads need to be replaced. Which to both my wife and I, and we owned a lot of cars, and again, we're not lead foot drivers, we care about our cars, etc. We were surprised. We thought that pads probably should wear out at about 30 to 40,000, and discs, the metal underneath, should maybe potentially have some problems at about 40 to 50,000. That was our thinking, kind of, right? But we were told that there is like 1 to 2 millimeters left on the disc, and the pads are worn out and it needs addressing before further damage is done. Now, here is where further, hopefully helpful insight comes. So, service of the vehicle was about $300. We were quoted $750 by MG to also replace the brakes and stuff. I thought that that's way too much, and I did not understand at the moment when I spoke to them briefly. I did not understand what did they mean about the discs. I thought it's just the pads, and I thought, my God, that's a lot of money. So I went to our local My Car Macquarie here, not far from Ryde. We live not far from here, and I spoke to them. They were super helpful, by the way, and I really enjoyed dealing with them. Maybe I was lucky, maybe not. I think that they were nice enough, and they were nice to everyone. And basically they first they took a look if just the pads need to be replacing or the discs as well. Then they called me back and explained that the disc indeed had between 1 and 2 millimeters left on it for one or another reason. They also explained to me that if we just go cheap and replace just the pads right now, which would have been massively cheaper, would have been more in the ballpark of like $250 or something like that. They said that that will cause issues later because the discs are out of alignment, and it will cause scraping, it will cause squealing of the brakes and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to go through that trouble. They basically ordered genuine MG parts, so it's not just some other parts, but genuine MG parts to replace basically what MG did, and they did it for $618, which is a saving of close to $140 or something like that, compared to what MG would have charged us, which is one benefit. That's one advice I can give you. Do not take the originally quoted replacement cost by MG. Don't. Come here to My Car or an equivalent that you would prefer and do it there first. That's the first thing. And secondly, what also My Car, what they do, and I didn't know about it, they basically give you, if you service the brakes here as I just did, they also give you the brakes for life kind of warranty, if you like, support, brakes for life. What it means is that if something happens to the disc, yes, they will have to charge you, but hopefully this will not happen soon again. But if it's just a pad replacement, they will be replacing these pads for free. They will only charge you and me only the labor cost of replacement, which I think is very genuine. Genuine, yes, but I think it's generous, and I think that it's a nice thing that MG certainly did not. At least MG, even if they do it, they didn't put it on a box, so to speak. Like I don't know if that's the service they're providing, which was not my impression. So I think in any case, if you are an MG owner, and if your 20,000 kilometers comes up and you are suspecting that you might need brake pad replacements or any sort of brake systems replacement, I'd say don't do it at MG. At least so far, that's my experience. Go to, say, My Car or any other provider and take a look for them, talk to them. And by the way, they're not sponsoring this video, in case you're wondering. Oh, Dmitry is just saying it because they paid him. No one pays me. No one does, okay? I pay myself for all this stuff that I do. Okay, what else? Well, let's keep ranting about the fact that Chinese versus not Chinese. I'm sure you're waiting for that segment to happen. Okay, first of all, if you're one of those China bashers, first of all, you're not welcome. Second of all, shut up. Because everything is made in China, at least in part, okay? At least in part. When something, your iPhone is made in China, actually made in China, okay? Your pants are made in China, okay? I'm not going to go through the full list, but I hope you understand my meaning. So any of you who are just China bashers, you kind of not showing your awareness of how the world works these days, and that's my nice way of saying you're dumb, okay? And that's why I am just banning those people. That's why sometimes, like when it's on topic, I could make a little tiny segment like this to talk to those people and say exactly how I feel and why I feel this way. Most importantly, I hope you understand, right? If you don't think you're dumb, prove me otherwise, okay? And speaking of, you get what you pay for, Dmitry. That's why your pads are so cheap, and that's why they're rubbish at 20,000. I spoke to someone at work today, and they bought a new Volvo. I'm sure you would agree, Volvo has very expensive parts. Volvo is awesome. Well, Volvo, in case you didn't know, because you're dumb, okay, Volvo is owned by China as well, okay? So it's also a Chinese car, except it's not made in mainland China or something like this. So they also had a similar experience. They said to me pretty much identical at about 20,000. They went for service of the brakes, and they were advised that it would be $900 more expensive, because it's Volvo, than MG, to replace the pads and the brake, the discs, yeah, there. So there you go. Okay, excellent. So yes, long story short, everything is made in China, okay? And if not everything, 80% of the goods, clothes, cars, parts of your electronics are made in China. So stop this stupid stuff. If you don't want to come across dumb, then please just take honest feedback on this, or at least understand why am I not genuinely supporting any of that China bashing or any of that kind of stuff in the comments, because it is pointless, hence stupid, okay? However, to wrap this all up, this rant up, and I'm sure that you sense a bit of frustration here, it's just because of the build up, because the amount of trash that I have to clean from my comments on a regular basis from people who choose to be dumb. They choose to have a dumb position on life, yeah? It's perplexing. It's just perplexing. It just amazes me how people choose to be so myopically set that they don't choose to look left and right and understand that life has moved on from 1950s, okay? Am I disappointed still, though, with the quality and not of the car, but of the braking system of the thing? Yeah, I kind of still am. I kind of think that if this diagnostic, if this cost, if this extra $600 that I paid on top of the service, if this happened 10,000 kilometers from now, if it happened at about 30, between 30 and 40, I'd be like, I just don't want to spend money, but okay, it is what it is. But at 20K to replace both systems, to replace pads and bloody disc brakes, not impressed, MG. Not impressed, Psych Motor Group. Not impressed. Not promoting you at all. However, the car itself, MG ZST, still fun to drive. A lot of fun to drive. I haven't driven it for a while. I've driven my Haval, I've test driven other cars, Tank, or you name it, right? And then I took this car now for the service and for this brake situation, and I enjoyed it so much. It's such a fun car to drive, and I think for the money that I got it for, or for the money that you can buy a well-maintained car with low kilometers on the clock right now from a private owner, for that kind of money, I don't know, mate. You tell me what you think you can get of value for this kind of price range. I don't know. And if we go back, loop back a little bit to the quality of braking system and whatever, if Chinese manufacturer used cheaper steel, whatever, compared to Toyota or something, mate, I hear you and I understand that bit. I do. Problem is that when we even touch Toyota topic, we go automatically into the fact that Toyotas are A, more expensive, and B, a lot less accessible. You wait between a year and 3+ years depending on the model of Toyota, which means that we are not having an even playing field here comparing apples to apples. We are comparing apples to oranges. So I hope in this slightly emotionally lifted, elevated, slightly higher tone kind of video, I hope I expressed a lot of useful information that will give you some insight into kind of helping you make a decision. Should you buy an MG? Is it still a good car after almost 2 years of ownership and 20 kilometers on the clock? Yes, it is, in case you didn't understand what I was saying. But what to be aware of? Well, brakes are one thing that you need to be aware of, and you should not service them at you should not replace them at MG and their cost. You should go to something like this, get extra lifetime warranty, and get a quite a bit cheaper price for your money, to keep it more of a value for money. I hope you've enjoyed this video for what it's worth. Give me a like if you did. Leave a comment if you agree, disagree, whatever. Don't be a troll. Respect community guidelines. Please understand there are no warning shots here. All the guidelines, everything is on the surface. I do not welcome any Russia bashing. I do not welcome any China bashing. I talk and I spend my time talking only to smart people. So thank you very much for tuning in today. And I'll be speaking with you about something else, MG, Haval, Tank, related sometime very soon. Goodbye for now.